This is a great honor for every fan of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm honored to be in the NFL.
What can I say? Mamba out.
All right, son of a bitch. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the afternoon show presented by ESPN.
Okay, guys, we'll get started here. It's Chris Dawes here on me. We'll get things started. We'll talk a little NBA basketball.
Hey, real quick, is it just me, or sometimes when I hear Chris talk, I feel like he's had about 4 cartons of cigarettes already before the show?
Definitely, no doubt about it. But it's not that bad until he starts to do the show.
We love Chris, man. I'm about to get, you know what, Chris, for Christmas, I'm getting you a whole case of Nicorette gum. We're going to get you back right.
Okay. Well, guys, we'll get started if it's okay with the NBA. Let's talk about the Pacers and Bucks. It was the first game yesterday. Pacers won 123-115. They're up now in the series 2-0. Chris, yeah. I know you watched that game. I followed it. I didn't watch a lot of it. What was your thoughts on that game?
Pacers played a real good game. They let them get back in it a little bit there in the fourth. But the Pacers never trailed in the game. Led from the start, was up by 8 at half, up by 12 after 3. They did let them get within 2 in that fourth quarter, and then the Nembhard hit a big 3, and Pacers went on a run, and they never got any closer after that. Pacers haven't trailed in this series. Have only trailed in this series for a minute out of the first 2 games. Pacers looked pretty dominant last night. Like I said, they let them back in a little bit there in the fourth, but and a little bit of that, I thought the refs got a little tacky on some fouls. Giannis lowers his shoulder and runs into a guy's chest, and it's an automatic foul. And he was doing that the whole game. It's like, if you're initiating the contact, it shouldn't be a foul. But Pacers are playing good ball right now, and really, if you look through the first 2 games, they've kind of dominated the Bucks, and there's nobody can use the excuse that Lillard didn't play or Giannis didn't play, because they both played last night, and Pacers still looked pretty damn good. Had 7 guys in double figures. They
played.
I like the way we started the playoffs off.
2 things stood out to me. First of all, we shot pretty good from the 3-point line, 44%. But Milwaukee didn't do bad. They shot 40%. But the main thing that stood out to me was the free throws. We were 19 of 19 at the free throw line. I think that's big. And then the other real big thing that stood out to me, we only had 8 turnovers. They had 15. They almost doubled us up on turnovers. So if you only have 8 turnovers a game and you're shooting 40, almost 50% from the field and 44% from 3-point, and you're hitting all your free throws, you're going to be in every game doing that. So
they were over 50% for the game until like late in the fourth quarter. They had shot over 50% almost that whole game, and then it fell a little bit there in the fourth.
Milwaukee didn't play bad. They shot 50% from the field. I mean, it wasn't like they played terrible. They shot 40% from 3-point line. It wasn't like the Milwaukee played a terrible game. I think the 15 turnovers is probably the big thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think the big thing for Milwaukee was, you got Dame back, but Dame, and he did play a lot of minutes. I mean, he played a lot more minutes than what I thought he was going to play. I think in total he played 37 minutes. But I think what hurt Dame, or what hurt them, so much was that, and I think a lot of it, I don't know if it was just him not being game ready, maybe, but he went 4 of 13 and 2 of 8 at the 3-point. So he really had no effect whatsoever, truly, on the game, and I kind of felt like, that's what hurt Milwaukee. Is they just didn't have Milwaukee doesn't have that number 2 guy, you guys got Askham, you got Halliburton, you guys got a lot of guys that step up, and I think Milwaukee is just solely riding the coattails of Giannis and thinking that's going to get it done. and it just isn't. I mean, I know Dame and Halliburton, they had some words, they had some issues with each other. You know, this is going to be a chippy series because these guys see each other all the time. But down 0-2, going back to Milwaukee, I mean, I think like Giannis said, it's like do or die for us. And I just think at this point, unless I can get a number 2 or number 3 option behind Giannis, that it's going to be a die situation. I just don't know that they have enough to compete with, the second, third options and great team ball that the Pacers are playing.
Yeah, Lillard had a good first half. They shut him down in the second half. He had like 14 or like 11 in the first half, and they only had like 3 in the second half.
Yeah.
He may got a little
But
tired, too.
Nembhard and then Neesmith and Nembhard done an excellent job defending them as well. They were staying up on them, wasn't giving them a lot of clean looks.
Yeah,
I should say Bobby Portis Jr. did play pretty good, though.
It's more of Giannis is going to get his. Let's not let the other guys beat us. I think that's how they look at it on defense. And if you watch the game, you kind of see that because there was times it's like, damn, somebody get in front of Giannis. But I think it's more of he's going to get his. We just got to keep everybody else from going off. And they've done a real good job of that so far. The first 2 games. I'll tell you, the Pacers are playing as good as anybody right now. So I just hate that we don't play again until Friday.
Yep.
That's not a bad thing, though, because you get some good rest in there, but that is a long wait time, though. I mean, like Houston played Sunday, and we don't get our game 2 until tonight, which is Wednesday. So it is long stretches in between games, individual games. It's crazy.
Yeah, most definitely.
But I do want to correct myself. Actually, he did have a number 2 guy off the bench. Bobby Portis played 32 points. Actually, Bobby had a really good game: 11 of 19, 6 of 11 at the arc, 12 rebounds and an assist for 28 points. So I mean, he actually had a number 2 guy. And I think if you get a guy like Portis coming off the bench, giving that production, if they can get Dame going, if Dame can get into a rhythm, then that could hopefully propel them at least to getting 1 or 2 wins in Milwaukee. But they really got to get a lot of production out of Dame if they're going to have a shot at, even having a shot at beating the Pacers.
Yeah, I think Milwaukee's got to win both games at home or they're in trouble. If they lose one, I'm not going to say the series is definitely over, but their chances definitely go down pretty drastically if they give up a game, especially if they give up game 3, in my opinion.
Joe coming in, shooting bullets, man. What's up, guy? Whoa. Yeah, Frankie must be sleeping because if Frankie would have seen that comment.
I think it could be. I said
I've seen it,
Pacers
but I'm
in
not paying
5.
it no mind.
I said Pacers in 5 before the series started, but I'm going to stick with 5. But it wouldn't surprise me if we were to sweep them either, because if we can play like we did at the first 2 games in Milwaukee, we're going to be tough. It's going to be hard for them to beat us.
It's possible, but the home field, Pacers home field's pretty good. Our fans there get pretty fired up, and it's pretty good home field there for them. So going back on the road to Milwaukee, it won't be near as easy, I don't think. So we'll see what happens. Guys, next game up, Grizzlies and the Thunder. Oh wait, did Frankie have any thoughts on the Pacer game?
Not really much. I figure that the Pacers are going to play the Bucks this way. Knowing that how the Bucks ended the season and how the Pacers were on fire towards the end of the season, I knew it was going to come into this to play. And I think what Damian Lillard did in game 1, talking trash on the bench to Tyrese Halliburton, that turned Tyrese Halliburton up for game 2, and we see what he did. And then it moved on to game 2 where we see them chirping on the court. I honestly, to me, the way that Indiana's playing, like Chris said, I wouldn't be surprised if they actually do go for the sweep. But we all know how different Milwaukee, plays at home. So I do expect Milwaukee to probably take game 3, but I could see a gentleman's sweep with the Indiana Pacers. Let's not forget, guys, who's coaching Milwaukee again? Doc Rivers, right?
Yeah.
This is the Doc Rivers playoff effect, and it's rubbing off in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Yeah, I never understood why they got rid of the coach and Doc. It didn't make a lot of sense. They haven't been the same team since.
Well, Budenholzer's not exactly having a hell of a good time right now. He just get fired out of Phoenix. So
That's true. But you remember,
And Budenholzer is struggling. I think he's better than Doc Rivers. Let's be honest. He's better than Doc.
yeah, but with Milwaukee at the time, they only had 13 losses when they fired him. It was like 38-13 or something. I'm like, it didn't make any sense. But okay,
Oh, I agree.
Evidently, he's got some issues. Like you said, he just lost another job. So, well, next up, Memphis and OKC, guys. It was pretty much OKC, pretty much all the way. They're just getting off to the fast start in the first half, and then just playing good enough in the second half to they end up beating them by what, 19 points, I think, 19, 20 points.
No, it was 19. It was 118-99.
Jay, what was your thoughts on that game?
So my thoughts on that game was, Ja Morant, he ain't doing those gun things anymore, is he? I guess now that, whatever's going on. Nah, man, the Grizzlies just don't have enough to contend with OKC, man. OKC is playing at level 15. It's like the Memphis Grizzlies are like, just trying to figure out how to get their foot on the gas pedal. So it's incredible, man. SGA had a hell of a game last night. I just thought that guy was playing lights out, but the whole team was playing lights out, I think Hardenstein, no, it wasn't Hardenstein. Chet Holmgren had 11 rebounds. Hartenstein had 10 rebounds. I mean, they were out rebound. Hell, everybody was almost in double-digit rebounds. Williams had 6, SGA had 8, and Dort had 9. I mean, they were just killing them on the boards all night. And I mean, if you watch that game, it just looked like, the Grizzlies had no passion, had no fire, had no oomph in their system. And it was like SGA and company was just full steam ahead, and it was just too much. It was too much, and Memphis wasn't ready for
that. Frankie, you have any thoughts on that game?
Not really much. I mean, I see what Jay's trying to say, and I'm not trying to make excuses for Memphis. I think it would have been a better series. I honestly, really, real talk, I think OKC is going to sweep them no matter home or away. I just think right now Memphis is like not 100% fully healed. I understand, you got these players on the court playing. It's playoff time. They got to do it to keep it going. But I just think, towards the end of the year, we've seen Memphis going down man by man, and I just think Memphis isn't 100%. But if the full team was like at least 100%, I think we'll get a better series because they actually, Jay, if you look at it, they actually do kind of match up perfectly. You got Jaren Jackson Jr. who could match up with Chet Holmgren. You got Ja Morant who can actually play well if he was healthy, like SGA. You got Desmond Bane. They also got a guy on the bench, Kincaid. I mean, they got pieces. It's just the health of Memphis, and it's always by playoff time. This always happens. Their team, not just one player, but a team, is not fully healthy. But I do think OKC, with the fire that they've had under their belt all season long, I think they're going to sweep this team and move on to the next.
No, I agree. Yeah. I agree. What killed Memphis in that game is turnovers as well. You're not going to be able to turn the ball over 14 times against OKC and be in the game, especially with, like Frankie said, some of the injuries they have, and they're not a team that's going to score 130, 140 points a game. So giving OKC extra possessions is not a good thing for them at all.
Does anybody know who this is?
Oh, I don't know who they are.
No, I do not know who.
Oh, well, he's a Warriors fan. I think we should bring him in since we have a Houston fan in here. I'd love to hear what he has to say about the Warriors and Houston Rockets matchup. What do you say, Jay? You think that'll be a good matchup between you and SGA Sports Talk channel? I mean, I'm really confused why his YouTube name is SGA Sports Talk channel when he's a Warriors fan. It shouldn't be, Stephen Curry Sports Talk channel or something. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know. He's a fan of everything San Francisco.
But he's a SGA. I'm just confused.
I don't know what SGA means, but okay, he's a Warriors fan. Bring him in. Hey, listen, I'll talk smack all day, man. Shit, I don't care.
Ooh. I mean,
Hey, look, I'm gonna give him. Hey, look, I'll give the guy his flowers. Hey, they got the win on us, but if you look at that game, well, are we talking the Rockets game now, or are we talking?
No. We're gonna keep. We're still talking Memphis and OKC.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if we
Do
were.
you have any thoughts on that?
The only
Let's
thing,
finish. Yeah.
the only
Yeah,
thing that
because
stood
Tony
out.
didn't go yet.
Yeah, the only thing that stood out to me was Edie didn't have a very good game. He did have 7 rebounds, but only 4 points. Yeah, I think he's really got to step up if they're going to have any kind of chance to even get a game in this series. I think they're going to get swept, guys.
Yeah, I will tell you this: the one guy that I really thought played hard and has been playing hard even since the Golden State series at the play-in was Desmond Bane. I feel like Desmond Bane has just been going lights out. I feel like he's the only one that's really been truly competitive on this Memphis team. Now, we can talk about injuries all you want. I don't give a fuck about that. Because John Morant, they're having a good time chilling. He ain't all that worried about this loss, this, that, or the other. So I mean, if you want to say the injury thing, that's fine. Go ahead and go down that road. But for me, yeah, they're injured, right? They're injured right here where it matters the most, the heart.
Well, what's funny about that, Jay, is you say Bane stood out to you in that Morant didn't play hard. Morant had more points and more assists than Bane.
I understand that, but dude, look at the rebounds. He had 12 rebounds, 4 assists. Now you can make the argument that Desmond Bane went 7 of 17. Okay, you want to make that? That's fine. But I have watched Desmond Bane in that Golden State series, and I've watched him a little bit in this series, and there seems to be a little bit different attitude in the way he approaches this game versus the way John Morant is approaching this game. And John Morant should be outscoring him. He's a damn superstar. He should be outscoring. But I don't think that John Morant is playing at the full competitive level of John Morant. I think John Morant is just more about the promotion of himself rather than trying to win this series, if you want to be honest. But that's just how I feel about it.
I think they're outmanned. I just don't think they have enough to go up against them. Well, guys, you guys want to move on to the other game last night? The Lakers?
Yeah, man. But who is up next anyway?
Okay. So he said SGA basically stands for S stands for Stephen Curry, G stands for Draymond Green, and the A stands for Andre Iguodala. Well, Draymond Green is trash. Andre Iguodala don't play no more. Stephen Curry, I can accept, but I'm just joshing you. Listen, you want to hop up? Listen, we ESPN. Even if we don't know you, you want to come in here, you want to talk sports, come on in. I sent the link. It's in the comments. If you want to come in here and talk trash to Jay because he's a Houston Rockets fan, I totally accept you. Come on in.
Frankie, what was your thoughts on the Lakers last night? We'll start with you.
All right, real talk. I'm gonna put my fandom aside. All right. I liked what we did in the first quarter. It's a typical thing what the Lakers do in the first quarter. They dominate the first quarter. Had about a 22-point lead to end it. And then, Minnesota started coming back a little bit. And I feel like this is a typical occurrence with the Lakers. I feel like, when we have a comfortable lead, they need to, keep it going. And I've been noticing lately that when they get a good comfortable lead, they end up putting their foot off the pedal a little bit. It was a good team win. I accept it, but the way I looked at the game, I wasn't really happy. Like I said, the first quarter was great. Second quarter, Minnesota came back and won the second quarter. The third quarter, the Lakers won by 1 point. And then the fourth quarter, Minnesota won that one as well. If we need to win this series, we have to, take control of every quarter, not just every other quarter or, just one quarter. We have to control every single quarter of the game. And what I'm also noticing is when Luka's on the court, you could tell Luka's a true leader because when Luka's on the court, the Lakers are dominating. And then I noticed when Luka's not on the court, and you got Austin Reeves and LeBron on the court together, for some reason, the Lakers' communication is lacking. And I seen that and JJ Redick got frustrated. He called the timeout. He was pissed. Like he came on the court. He's like, "What the?" I don't want to curse on our stream, but he was cursing, and you can hear it. Listen, we got the win. Well, am I happy about it? Yes. Do I feel comfortable with the rest of the series? Of course. Ant-Man, Iron Man, Tin Man, Lakers in 5.
Yeah, my thing about the Lakers is I felt like it shouldn't just be JJ Redick coming out on the floor and ripping them to get them to play good basketball. It should be Bron ripping them. It should be Luka ripping them. It should be the players themselves ripping themselves. It shouldn't take the coach having to come out there. These guys are experienced superstars. They've all played in playoff games. It shouldn't take a coach coming out there ripping you to get your head back in it. You should already be in it. But having said that, Luka played Luka ball, man, right? Back-to-back 30-point games. Hasn't been done since I think it's only a handful of the Lakers that actually have come to that team and done that. I think Abdul-Jabbar was one of them and a couple others. But it should, Luka is playing Luka ball right now. He really, I got to give him credit. He really has stepped back in that role. I think Bron, he's still not, he's scoring points, but I think Bron kind of taking a step back. I'm just not that impressed with Bron's play right now. I think they'll get past Minnesota. But I don't think they can keep playing the way they're playing. Like Frankie said, when Luka's on the floor, they're one way, and when he's not off the floor, they're another way. And I don't think it's got to have to. And Bron's going to have to step up. I know you're 41, but you got to step up. AR-15, you got to do your thing too. This is your big three. So, when you got half of the big three or 2/3 of the big three on the court, and it's not going as effectively as when Luka's on there, like Frankie said. To me, that you can, like I said, I think you can get past Minnesota. I think you can, and I don't know if it's going to be 5, Frankie. You guys are going back to Minnesota now. You're going to have to play 2 games there, and the fact that Minnesota took 1 from you at your home court. Let's not get too hyped up now. They win 1 or 2. If Minnesota goes back and takes 2 from you, now you're going back home down 3-1, and that's not exactly the hole you want to be in. I don't even think you want to go back 2-2, to be honest with you.
Yeah, my thoughts. I was going to ask Frankie because I didn't see any of the game, so I'm just asking Frankie. I'm not knocking him or anything. It didn't look like they played real great of a game. Looked like their defense was pretty good from looking from the stats. They didn't shoot well at all from the 3-point line. 20% from the 3-point line, so that's not very good. But now the free throws, 100%. Again, 20 from 20. That's going to help you win games if you can do that from the free throw line. It looked like that they played. Everything else looked like pretty close. They had the big edge in defensive rebounds of about 7. But it looked like their defense was pretty good because Minnesota was not good from 3-point line either, 20% themselves and only 38% from the field goal line. So it looked like they played pretty good defense.
Yeah, we also forced Minnesota to be in difficult foul trouble. Julius Randle had 4. Naz Reid had about 5. DiVincenzo had about 4. So a bunch of important players in Minnesota's part was in foul trouble. And then the way we played defense against Anthony Edwards was absolutely amazing. Even though he did score, I think 25 points or 28 points, I still think we played well against him. So we just got to keep up the momentum. And I feel like if we keep playing the defense that we played last night, we have a better shot at least taking 1, maybe even 2 from Minnesota in their own home court.
Chris, what was your thoughts?
I saw a little bit of the game, didn't watch a whole lot of it, but from what I saw and then just the stats and what I've heard, Lakers played good defense. If they can play that kind of defense, they're going to be tough to beat. They only, Minnesota only had 2 guys in double figures on their team.
Yeah,
and that was Randall with 27, Edwards with 25. Nobody else even had 10 points on Minnesota's team. So if you hold the other team to only 2 players scoring in double digits, you're going to win a lot of games. And then the Lakers, to me, the only thing that they got to do, they got to get a little more consistent with their bench play. LeBron had 21 points and 11 rebounds, 7 assists, so he had a solid game. Luka had a great game. Reeves had 16 points, but then after that, you really didn't have no much from anybody else. I think Hachimura is going to be their X factor. They need him to step up and be getting 16, 17 points a game. If they're going to make a deep playoff run.
Yeah, if the Lakers going to go anywhere, the other players are going to have to step up.
They almost broke my man Rui's nose last night. He had to leave and come back out.
I did it.
Oh, we have a guest on the show, SGA Sports Talk channel. He is a San Francisco everything fan, and he's a Golden State Warrior fan, and we all know we're in the playoffs of the NBA. And you all know our guy Jay McLovin out there. He's a Houston everything fan, and as the NBA rolls along, tonight we got the Warriors versus the Houston Rockets. And since we're about to go on to that topic,
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's start it off. Tony, go ahead. And first, before you start it off, Tony, welcome SGA. Please let us know, who you are, what you do.
Yeah, let's let him talk and let him tell us a little bit about himself, and then he can give his take on the series with Houston.
So I'm a Warriors fan. I've been a fan of this team ever since they were playing back in Oracle Arena. Big fan of the team. I went and watched some games over at Oracle Arena. That arena is very nostalgic to me. I used to watch a lot of games back over there. But I like Chase Center too, man. I like Chase Center is a beautiful arena too. I mean, it's a great venue. I watched some opening night games over there. So yeah, it's a good venue, man. It's a good series, my Warriors and Rockets. I was excited when the series went down. When we had these two teams face off against each other, man. It was a good series, man. They don't got Harden, but Rockets are still a good team, even though they got Şengün, they got Amin Thompson. So yeah, they're a good team. I mean, they're a competitive team.
Now, I wanna welcome you onto this show, and we are respectful and as we can be, but I'm gonna let you know right now. I want the hammers down on our boy Jay McLovin. He is a huge Rockets fan. It is playoff time. All right, he's going up against your boy Stephen Curry. All right, you gotta put the hammer down on this guy Jay McLovin and let him hear it, because I see him. Because they're rolling back in his chair. He's like, I'm ready for this. He's been waiting for you to come in, and you hear. Let Jay McLovin know. Yeah,
the Rockets are a good team, but there's no way that they're winning game 2. Your Warriors, the Warriors in 4. That's it. Warriors in 4. That's my prediction. Warriors in 4.
Warriors in 4, Jay.
Rockets going down. I'm going to game. By the way, I'm gonna be in the building tomorrow on Saturday for Game 3. I'm gonna be in the building at Chase Center cheering for my first playoff game. I'm stoked. I'm excited. My dad hit me up, got me some tickets, man. We're gonna be in the building. I can't wait for that. That's gonna be fun. Get to see Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler ball out at Chase. Take a 3-0 lead in the playoffs. 1 win away from eliminate those Houston Rockets.
Yeah, I love it.
Eliminate them from existence, so we're not going to see that team ever again.
Yes. Listen, I love the fact that your dad went out and got you your tickets to playoffs to go see this. This is going to be a great series, and I can already tell that your dad loves you compared to Jay's dad not loving him, because his dad didn't even buy him Houston Rockets tickets. But your dad got you.
You know why?
Why, Jay?
Jay McLovin has his own damn money. That's the difference between me. That's the difference between me and this little buffoon over here who needs his daddy to go get him stuff. What else does your daddy do for you? Does your daddy give you date money? Does your daddy give you gas money?
Hey, Frankie. That's why I got this step.
Motherfucker, this self-made.
That's why I got this Steph Curry. I got this Steph Curry 4,000 3-pointer.
No, shut up. I don't kick your ass out of here. I let you give your spiel, and I didn't say a fucking thing. So you just shut your fucking mouth and let me talk. SG fucking A.
You got what you wanted.
You want to say that shit now? No, shut up. Just shut up and sit there and take it, or I'll take your gas money away from you. I know your daddy too. And I'll call his ass. You just sit there. You sit there and just take it.
Jay,
how did I know this was going to go like this?
This is a newcomer.
God, I feel good. My daddy gives me money. My daddy gives me. You self-entitled motherfucker. Shut up.
Jay, let's watch the language.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, but he came in here saying some shit. And hold on. And the only reason he had a ball sack to say something is because you said it, Frankie. That's how weak he is. He's so weak. It took you to tell him to grab his balls and say something. Shut up.
Yeah, but listen. When he came in respectful. All he said.
No, he did not. He did no. Shut up.
He came in respectful. He
said
we're gonna eliminate them. He said we're gonna eliminate them and stuff like that. You coming in hot with the curse words and stuff.
Can I ask one question? Can I ask one question to SFG?
SGA.
Yeah, SFG, SGA, SBG. Who cares?
Okay, hold on. Let me ask one question. Is it okay if I ask you how old you are?
I'm 28 years old.
28. Okay.
He's
I was
just a
just curious.
baby.
When I was 28, I was in the fucking military. I don't give a fuck. Shut up.
Yeah.
This is just because he said no, because he started talking over me. That's why I got pissed. Because I sat there and I let him ride Frankie's coattails for a hot minute. Okay, because that's what you do, 28-year-old riding another man's jock strap. That's what you were doing, because you weren't saying nothing like that until Frankie challenged you, and then you felt it was okay. If you ain't got the balls to come on here right up off the rip, don't let Frankie give you the balls now, okay? So hold on a minute. Now, I was quiet. Hold on. I was quiet, and I let you say everything you wanted to say, and I didn't say nothing, not a damn thing. Then I want to start talking, and you got to say something. So you
Just watch the language.
hold on. You
Watch
just
the
sit there.
language.
We're going to talk. So I'm going to give you some credit, first
Hey,
of all.
one thing, Jay. Let me say one thing. Hey, Frank, you know what's ironic?
What's up?
Jay's pissed off because somebody overtalked him.
Pie hole over there, Chris. You're such a pie hole, Chris. Chris, I will have your daddy take your lunch money away. You just sit there and be quiet.
No tickets for you, Chris.
Yes, I came down on you a little hard, so I apologize for coming at you a little hard. No, I really don't. But for this sake's purposes, I'm gonna apologize. Okay, let's cut the stuff. Let's get down to the stats. You guys came out in game one, and you did some good things over there. You really did. You did some good things. And the Rockets, we used Van Fleet way too much trying to hit the three ball, and I felt like Udoka should have made that game time adjustment and said, we don't need the three, because I will tell you this, and I think if you look at the stats, you'll know that we out-rebounded you like 54 to like 30-something. Like you weren't getting us on the boards. Let's just be honest. We outscored you in the paint too. So let's get those two things right up off the rip. Now, where you got us was at the three-point line, right? Steph Curry is Steph Curry. Nobody's ever going to deny who Steph Curry is. I have been one on here to adamantly say that Steph Curry is probably the best three-point shooter I have ever seen. And I don't think anybody's going to fight me on that point, okay? And I'm a Larry Bird guy, so that just kind of tells you a little something. So I'm going to give you that. You guys had a hell of a three-point game. And I think at the Rockets, which I expect tonight, you're going to see that same intensity on the defensive side the Rockets are going to give you. We're going to give you that defensive intensity. And if the Rockets make those adjustments and don't rely so much on the three ball and just take it to the paint, that we're going to be fine, because that's where we're outbeating you, was in the paint. And I think that's really where we got to be. And I think that's what Sagoon at halftime was telling the reporter, is we got to fight harder in the paint. So I'm going to give you your flowers, right? I mean, we beat you in the regular season, right? We held Steph Curry to 3. I understand it's regular season. I'm not going to say it's a playoff ball. All I am going to say this is that we do have the talent to beat Golden State. We do. We have it. And the last thing I'm going to say is, I think at the end of the day, and I think everybody will know this, is that, we are still the 5th youngest team, and this is our first playoff run. And I will tell you this, man, this team is only going to get better. It really is. And if we don't take it, all right, we are going to get better, But at the end of the day, I think we are going to even it up 1-1. I think we are going to go back to Golden State. I am going to give you your flowers. You did take one from us in Houston, right? And I always said this earlier, and I think you guys know this. I said, if you can take one game, just one on the away side of it, that puts you in great position when you go back home. So I think this game is going to be fought back in Golden State. But I think at the end of the day, Udoka is going to make those changes. He's not going to let this go down the way it was. And Jalen Green, I'm telling you, guy, you are number one scorer. You disappeared on us offensively. So you need to step up and be the Jalen Green that we know that you are and play your game, killer, and we're going to be just fine.
So as a Warriors fan, the Golden State Warriors are one of the most resilient teams that I have known. As being a Warriors fan, is that this team can bounce back from any adversity they face. Even if it's in playoffs, regular season, it doesn't matter. It don't matter. This team is resilient. This team can bounce back, and they will take a 2-0 lead today. I know it. I don't care what you say, Jay. If you don't want the Warriors to win, or if you don't want anything to happen, it's gonna happen, and you gotta accept the fact that it's gonna happen. So if you don't like it, stick it up your ass, because I don't give a shit. Stick it up your freaking ass. Warriors are gonna take a 2-0 lead in the series, and if you don't like it, then I don't give a crap. Okay, you're a Rockets fan. I don't give a shit. Okay, we're gonna take a 2-0 lead today. We're gonna take your Rockets.
Hey, he's talking about resiliency, right? This guy's not
freaking over, man. It's gonna be done. It's gonna be done.
Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Don't unmute him until I'm ready, Frankie. I swear to God, I'll
It's
take
gonna
him.
be
I'm
done.
not
Okay,
muting.
Warriors in 4.
I'm
That's my
not
prediction.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
okay.
stick with it.
Warriors
If
are
people
four.
don't
Shut
agree with
up.
that
Shut
prediction,
up.
then
Okay. I swear to God, you bring his ass back in here, Frankie, we're gonna have problems. Listen, I'm gonna give him that. They are resilient, right? They are resilient. But let's not forget the fact that the only reason they're in this thing is because they brought Jimmy Butler via trade. If Jimmy Butler doesn't come to this team, we're not talking resiliency. Now bring his ass back in here.
Oh my God.
Oh, I can't have him back. There he is. All right, Dub Nation, say what you got to say.
so I'm saying that Warriors are very resilient. They're a highly resilient basketball team. They have Steph Curry, they have Draymond Green, they have Moses Moody, Looney, Pajemski, all these guys.
God, they had all those guys even before they had Jimmy Butler, and they weren't resilient then. They don't. The reason why you are where you are, and I'm gonna give credit to the Golden State Warriors. I really got to give Golden State Warriors management credit for knowing that you didn't have the team to get there. Because let's be honest, you didn't have it, guy. When Klay Thompson left you, you didn't have a number 2 option behind Steph Curry offensively. You guys are where you are because your management put you in a good spot. You brought in Jimmy Butler to be the Batman and Robin combination. That's why you are where you are. You don't bring in Jimmy Butler, you aren't where you are. And I think everybody in this panel will know that because you weren't showing it up until you brought Jimmy Butler in and you went 25-5 or 21-5 since you brought him in. So let's be honest. It's not that you were resilient. It's that you were smart enough to realize that you were missing that go-to guy for Seth Curry to have that he lost in Klay Thompson, and he picked it up in Jimmy Butler. Let's just be honest.
For me, I was a big fan of Klay Thompson. And that whole Klay Thompson, Luka Doncic trade, that befuddled my mind too much. You know, when Klay Thompson went to like when he got traded to Mavericks and Luka came to the Lakers, that trade was like I didn't even know. My friends are just going crazy over that trade.
It wasn't a Klay Thompson Luka trade. It was a AD Luka trade. Klay Thompson signed with
I know.
Mavericks
I was going to let him
agency.
have that mistake. I wasn't going to call him on that one, but that's okay.
You know, it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a good series. Rockets and Warriors. We took game 1. It's gonna be fun. The remainder of the series, the 7-game series, we got to win 4 games first. What are your thoughts on how your Rockets have been performing so well overall? Like how well do you think they've been doing
Well,
as a Rockets fan?
Yeah, I got you. The one thing I didn't hear you say, and what I was, because you were talking about how good you are and all of your, Nostradamus thought processes and things like that. But the one thing you didn't tell me, when I was really hoping as a sports talk channel guy, that you would give me how you plan to out rebound us as you got out rebounded by 20 plus rebounds. And then you were out scored in the paint. You didn't tell me how you were going to stop us in the paint. You didn't tell us how you were going to out rebound us because those are the 2 places where we dominated. I told you where our weakness was. Our weakness was on 3-point shooting and the lack that we were going way too much and that Udoka was going to have to make that adjustment. You didn't tell me how your team was going to make the adjustment for being out hustled and out rebounded. Can you answer that for me?
I mean, like Looney as
Don't say Looney. Tell me how you plan to do it. Like, who do you plan to use?
Let him tell you.
Shut up.
So we need to box out. We need to get more. The way we're gonna win is we got to get more rebounds. Warriors got to rebound the ball more, pass the ball more, get everybody involved. That's the way we're gonna win this ball game. If we don't get a lot of rebounds and we don't get everybody involved, we're not gonna win. That's our weakness. Steph Curry's too. He's like, I'm the main guy on this team. I don't want to pass the ball to everybody. I'm gonna shoot threes all day. You're not gonna win after shooting threes. You're gonna miss most of those threes you take.
That was the most intelligent thing I've heard you say since you've been on here. The fact that you said that you got to stop shooting quite so many threes because you know you're not going to make a good percentage of those, and that's where a lot of the rebounds that you guys were giving up came from. So that's kind of one of the answers I was looking for to hear you say.
Can I ask one question between you two? We noticed, so Golden State are a dominant 3-point shooting team. Houston's a dominant rebounding team with the big guys that they got and the paint scoring and stuff like that. But I want to ask you both, All right, you both. Don't overtalk each other. Don't get mad with each other's
Frankie,
responses.
just ask the
like
question,
that.
Killer.
Everybody take the time. Who has the better coaching staff going into this matchup? Steve Kerr or Udoka? I'll let you go first, Jay. I'll let you go first.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Let's be honest. And nobody's going to take anything away from Steve Kerr. All right. Nobody's ever going to take anything away from Steve Kerr. The guy's got some rings. There's no doubt about it. But I also understand that he inherited Mark Jackson's team. Anybody want to disagree with that? Also, I know management went in and got Jimmy Butler to fix the right or the wrong losing Klay Thompson. So I understand Steve Kerr is a good coach, but I give just as much credit to Mark Jackson and the creation of this team and the management for sustaining this team and keeping it competitive as I do Steve Kerr doing what he does. I look at a guy like Udoka, who went into the Boston Celtics and transformed that team on his own and then put them into against Golden State in the finals, first year in, right? And then after the first year in, he had a couple of fluff ups in the upper office, and then Missoula got a hold of that team and took them the rest of the way. Then he comes to a team like the Rockets. And let's be honest, there was no experience in the Rockets. We were a bunch of high draft picks that he inherited. He brings in Van Fleet. He brings in Steven Adams. And he also brought in Jeff Green and a couple of other free agents to commingle with these draft picks. And we went from bottom seller last year to now even being in the conversation at the number 2 spot. So, that takes a lot of coaching. It takes a lot of development. It takes a lot of teaching your younger guys to listen to the older guys. That takes a lot from a coach. And I think he's put him in great position in a lot of different ways. So I know you're going to give, and it's very easy to say the rings behind Steve Kerr. And if you want to go that route, I'm not going to fight you on it. But in my opinion, I think from a developmental standpoint and a talent evaluation standpoint, I'm going with Udoka.
I mean, for me, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Steve Kerr. Great head coach.
You are.
And people keep saying that he needs to be fired. Like, wait up. We're in the playoffs. Stop talking about getting fired at this moment. Too late. It's too early to say he's going to get fired. I mean, they're already in the playoffs. Wait. Like don't say that too quickly. They keep saying that's a rumor, and they say he should be fired. I mean,
we're not talking about him getting fired. We're talking about what.
No. A lot of
get to the point because you're doing a lot of fluff.
Jay,
a lot of my critics are saying that he should get fired. That's what they're saying. If they don't, if they get eliminated from the playoffs, Steve Kerr's going to get fired. That's what they're trying to say.
Well, I mean, I could see that happening because, I mean, I understand you're a big fan and you're saying hold on, but let's not forget we've seen Milwaukee fire their coach. We've seen Memphis fire their coach. We've seen Denver fire their coach literally 3 games left into the regular season. So it wouldn't be surprising to me that, if you guys were to end up losing in the playoffs, that, Steve Kerr will get fired. Listen, he's done what he's done with the Golden State Warriors. He won you guys rings. But at the end of the day, it's a business. We've seen many, many coaches win rings and many coaches after that get fired. It happens. It's the NBA. And if it does happen, you guys are gonna have to stick up with it, right? I mean, you're gonna have to accept it.
Yeah.
I mean, the two of the coaches that got fired recently were the Michael Malone and Taylor Jenkins. Those 2 coaches were like people weren't expecting that they were going to get fired. The Grizzlies head coach got fired, and the Nuggets head coach got fired. And the Grizzlies head coach were like they were already in the playoffs, and then they fired their head coach halfway when the season was not even over. They fired him. Like the Grizzlies season was not even over yet. They were like in the playoffs, and then they got fired their head coach.
Hold on, because look, trying to get a good, educated answer out of you is difficult, and I'm not trying to say that rudely. But Frankie, the question that Frankie asked you was, who do you think is the better coach in terms of a coaching perspective? And the fact that you come out here and the first thing out of your mouth was that Steve Kerr's critics are going to fire him. That just tells me already everything I know. You killed your own point right there from the beginning.
No, that's not me. No, that's not me.
Hold on. The question, Doug Mason, you got to listen to the question because you're not giving us the answer. The question is clearly, how do you think Steve Kerr? What is Steve Kerr doing as a coach to outcoach Udoka?
So the one thing the issue with Steve Kerr is that he isn't starting Jonathan Kuminga in the starting lineup. He's
You're
a great
still not answering
player.
the question.
And
If anything, you're making my point even more.
No, I'm saying that's the issue that I have with Steve Kerr. Is that
Well, then I guess you have the answer. Then, if you got
He
issues
doesn't-
with Steve Kerr, then clearly you're saying Udaka's a better coach. Thank you. Let's move on to the next topic.
Hey, wait a minute. I want to chime in on this because I
Yes, please.
actually mentioned this yesterday that I thought one of the reasons the Warriors was going to win this because they had the better coach. So let me chime in on this a little bit. And then I'd like to see who Frankie thinks the better coach is between Udoka and Kerr. You say that that Kerr won with Mark Jackson's team. Yeah, maybe in the first couple of years you can say that, but he's won championships with variations of different teams that they've built since after Mark Jackson was gone. And one with KD, one without KD. So you can't just use that. You say Udoka built that first team with the Celtics. No, that was Brad Stevens' team that Udoka took over and had a great first year. So I could say the same thing about Udoka as you were saying about Kerr
in Boston.
Actually, hold on, but
Kerr has had executive experience as well.
I understand that, but hold on. You said that was built by him. Hold on. I want to go back to that first part you said before you go further because I want to understand that. Yes, Brad Stevens built that team, but Udoka comes in and takes Brad Stevens' team all the way to the finals, and Brad Stevens couldn't even do that with his own
Brad
team.
Stevens did do that.
If you want to give Brad Stevens
Brad
credit,
Stevens went to the finals.
Who did he go to the finals against?
They lost to oh my God, they lost to Golden State.
Was it Golden State?
Yeah, when Kevin Durant was on that team, and we were trash talking prior.
I thought that was. I thought Udoka had them at Golden State when they lost.
That was Brad Stevens. He lost, and then he went back as a head coach, and then literally the next year, while in the season, he left being a head coach to go to the front office.
I'm not sure. I remember Stevens. I know.
I don't know if that's exactly accurate because I know for a fact Udoka went against Golden State and lost to Golden State. So I don't know. It sounds like you're saying that they went twice because I don't remember them going twice to Golden State.
He was in the Eastern Conference Finals 3 times. I'm finding what year he was in the finals. Hold on.
He definitely went to the finals.
Because I know Udoka was in the finals year 1. I don't remember Brad Stevens being in the finals. I do remember him being in the Eastern Conference Finals, like Gonzo's saying, but I don't remember him being in the finals.
Well, it don't matter if he did or didn't. Did Udoka win? Did Udoka win?
Point. You know, you can't
wait. Actually, it doesn't matter because Steve Kerr went to the finals with the team that you're trying to say that Mark Jackson built. So what's the difference, Jay? It's the same argument you're making.
Well, the difference is that management went in and got what's his face, man? Butler. And Butler came over. Because if they had not gotten Butler, they wouldn't be where we're talking right now. So that was as much.
That means Steve Kerr and the management are smart. Steve Kerr and the management are smart. You're helping proving our point.
No.
They
management, not the coach. We're not talking coaching. We're saying management went and got Butler, and Butler was a huge. We knew what Jimmy Butler was going to bring. Everybody knew what Jimmy Butler was going to bring to Golden State.
So you're penalizing the coach because the management brought in a player.
I'm penalizing the coach.
How did Houston go from last place last year to second place this year? They brought in players.
Well, I think it's a combination of both, and it would be a combination of both on the Warriors side too. So to prove both sides to the point, yes, they both work together, right? They both work together. I don't know. I just don't. I haven't seen enough from. Look, they were at a play-in. I don't know. I understand what you're saying, Gonzo. I'm not going to fight you too much on that because I understand what you're saying. I understand the point you're making. I think you can make the coach. In all honesty, I think you can make the point for both coaches in terms of who's the better coach. I don't know. It almost could be a wash because both of these coaches have done a lot with their teams, a lot more than what most could do with those teams.
I mean, for me, Steve Kerr is a much better head coach over Ime Udoka because if you go on Google and you see all the awards and awards that have been under his name, he's won so many awards, right? He's a five-time NBA champion. He played with the Bulls. You look you see what Ime Udoka. What has Udoka done? He just has a 2014.
What has he done, guy? What has he done?
Cheat on his wife.
Right. He took a bunch of
Steve
rookies.
Kerr has done.
Shut the fuck up. He took a bunch of rookies doing a couple of halfway decent free agents and got them where they are at the number 2 spot in the playoffs.
So Steve Kerr's a
Shut
much
up,
better head coach
playing
over
time.
Ime Udoka. That's my opinion. I
up,
think that
playing.
Steve Kerr's a better head coach over Udoka. And if you don't agree with
Oh,
that,
my
you're a
God.
Rockets fan. You can disagree with anything,
I'm
right? You
going
have
to
freedom of
disagree with
speech.
you.
You
I
have
am
freedom
gonna
of speech.
disagree with you 100%.
No,
Oh my
Don't you
God.
have freedom of speech to say?
Okay,
Don't
let's
I
get
have
to
what
the
I what
topic.
I can?
Hey, yo,
Hey, it was nice having you on the show. I wish you all the best. You have to go.
Listen. All right. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Stop. Can you stop taking them out?
No. Get this guy out the show, man. There.
Stop. It doesn't matter, Jay. At the end of the day, Houston Rockets, Golden State Warriors, OKC, Minnesota, Denver, it don't matter. Lakers in 5.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that.
Woo!
Jay,
And Pacers in 4.
Jay, I wanted to give my opinion, and I know Jay's probably not going to like it, but yeah, just
You can give your opinion.
because of the experience level, I got to go with Kerr. No, I'm not taking anything away from Udoka. I think he's a great coach. I think he's still got a lot to prove, which Kerr's already proven. And I know you're going to talk about the rosters, but hey, I mean, same thing about the Bulls coach. Everybody talks about how great a coach he was. Look at the roster he had. So I mean, you're going to have players. But you got to give Kerr credit for what he's done. And I thought the guy made a good point. The dude's won 5 championships. He's had all these awards. So you got to go with him until Udoka gets to that level. You can't put Udoka up there with Kerr. I mean, just looking at the stats.
I also,
But Udoka's a great coach.
yeah, I agree with Tony. I don't put nothing down on Udoka. I just talk my trash about Udoka because he's a coach in the Rockets. Jay, you know how we do together. But at the end of the day, he is a good coach because if he wasn't, he wouldn't be there, right? I mean, you said it yourself. We've seen what he's done. You took your team that was second to last place last year to second place this year. So I mean, he's a good coach. I think Kerr's just a bit better, and like Tony said, Udoka's got more to to prove. He's got more time. He can prove himself. I think with Kerr, I think it's because not just his coaching wise status, but when he was a player back in the day, let's not forget that he was getting coached by Phil Jackson, one of the greatest coaches in basketball of all time to me. And you also had a teammate, Michael Jordan. So I feel like him knowing that knowledge and learning that knowledge with Phil Jackson and everything, he brought it into this day and age with the Golden State Warriors and letting Steph Curry do what he do. Putting those two connections together kind of solidifies Steve Kerr with the Golden State Warriors and what he's done. But not to knock on Udoka. I feel like, Udoka is going to prove something for you Rockets, right? I mean, like I said, he got you in the second place. We don't know what he's going to do yet in the playoffs to come. You got a chance next year because you got a young core. You got a good coach. Next year you guys could probably be first place, right? You never know. So, I mean, he's got more time to prove. But as of right now, as it stands, plus winning game 1, it is showing coaching wise that Steve Kerr's just a tiny bit better than Udoka.
Jay, as a good sportsman, as maintaining good sportsmanship, I
Why'd you mute him?
Because I'm trying to hear this voice.
as to maintain good sportsmanship, I wanted to wish your Rockets good luck tonight in game 2. Hopefully, it's gonna be a good game between both of these teams. Hopefully, we'll see who comes out on top and takes the 2-0 lead in the playoffs. Hopefully, it's the Warrior. Hopefully, it's the Warriors and not the Rockets.
It's so nice.
I'm not a Chris fan. I hope you freaking go to hell. I'm going to be honest with you. I hope you go to hell, and I hope when we beat you, I'm going to come find you.
No, I'm trying to maintain good sportsmanship. I'm trying to be a good sportsman and wish good luck to the opposing team. Whenever I go to games after the game, I always go up to the other team and say good game, bro, good game. You played a great game. We totally slaughtered you guys. We totally knocked you guys to the ground.
Oh God! See, that's how I know you're a fake ass wannabe. You'll listen to everybody and go the way they want you to go. Stop kissing ass. God,
listen.
We hate ass.
I'm disappointed in Jay.
He's showing great.
You know what? Listen,
the Warriors are gonna knock the Rockets to the ground. Steph Curry's gonna put up like 60 more points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists.
Steph Curry. Okay,
Steph Curry's gonna he's gonna shoot threes all over your
him off this show, please. I swear to God.
Your
Right,
Rockets ain't gonna be
listen.
doing nothing tonight, bro.
Okay, but I'm not
You're
your
the Steph
brother.
Curry's gonna
I
shoot
didn't
threes
know
all
you
over
were
you.
your
All
bro.
right, listen up here. Listen
Yeah,
up
he's gonna
I'm
here.
not
shoot threes
your
all over
bro,
you.
man.
And
All right,
I'm
listen
not
up
your
here.
bro.
Okay,
the Warriors are gonna keep the Rockets scoreless.
SGA, Jay
Take
McLovin.
control.
Thank you guys both. You know, you had great, compelling arguments. I guess. Jay, stop kicking him off. Damn it, stop. All right.
Go Warriors. Go Warriors tonight.
SGA. Can you just
Eh,
give
no,
me
go.
just
Hey,
give me a
Jay.
second? Just give me a
Jay,
second.
go Warriors
SGA.
tonight. F the Rockets.
SGA.
God,
The Warriors are gonna take a 2-0 lead
I
on
swear to
series.
God, dude,
They're
I will
gonna win
never bring
game
you a
3 and
dumbass
game 4. I'm gonna be in the.
Stop kicking him out. Hold on. Stop kicking him out, Jay. Come on.
Hey
Come on.
Jay, I'm gonna be.
SGA,
I'm gonna
listen
be.
to me.
I'm gonna be in game 3.
Listen. All right, I'm gonna mute you for a second, buddy. Okay, I'm gonna mute you for a second. All right.
No
I'm
way
gonna
you're
bring him in, but I'm
freaking.
gonna mute
Hey
him for a
Jay,
second.
there's no way the Rockets.
He's still going.
I swear to God, dude, don't bring his ass back in
Hey
here.
Jay, there's no way your Rockets.
Shut up.
SGA,
Hey.
listen. SGA, listen. We're getting to the
Hey,
stop.
Jay.
I banned his ass. Now let's continue mission.
Why'd
I
you
don't
do
want that dude. He
What
can't
you
be
doing
quiet on my
for,
show.
man?
Why'd
Why
you
he
do
kept
that?
talking?
This is why we can't have fans. Cause you
No, we
can't-
can have fans.
He's showing,
Just not that
listen,
guy.
he's showing good sportsmanship to you. He came in here. He took time out of his day.
Dude,
to
he
talk
was doing
trash.
everything you told him to do.
Don't you interrupt me. Don't you do that with me. All right. He came in here. He showed great sportsmanship after going back and forth with you. And he's like, listen, at the end of the day, great sportsmanship. Best win, winner take all, whatever stuff like that. And then you come in with the middle fingers and the,
He was fake. Dude, he was fake. I could see through that stuff. Don't give me your fake stuff.
Hey, I gotta ask Frank a question. Did you set this up because it's almost like you knew somebody from Golden State and this dude call in?
Listen,
No,
Tony.
Listen. Hold on, Frankie. Listen, hold on. That guy literally was like a guy that you could like manipulate so easily. Hey, he came in all nice, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then Frankie says, no, you gotta do this. And then he switches his game up. And then he goes, well, hey, Jay, I want to be a good sportsman. And then when I give him a little bit of flack, he changes it to like, no, he's gonna do this. No, he's just one of them dudes that's fake, dude. Look, we need authentic people on this show. If you're gonna be an asshole, be an authentic asshole.
Well, not everybody can be Frankie the Yankee, but Tony, no, I did not set this up. I mean, like I said, I seen the comment. He wanted to come in. I saw the Golden State Warriors thing, and they're going up against Houston. I thought it was the best thing for Jay to get a little steam off before the game comes on tonight. I think it was good for him to come in. I like having fans come in here. Did I think that was gonna go sideways? Absolutely.
Jay was on the other end.
Here's the thing, guys. Look, here's the thing.
I can't believe you kicked him out of it.
Dude, I had to, man. Because here's the thing. If I get invited onto somebody's show, okay, and I say a few things, okay, but then it's kind of like when you keep talking and talking and talking, and you see this guy.
Shut up, Jay. You're talking and talking and talking. How do you like it? Do you like getting kicked out of the show, Jay?
I created the link, right? Asshole.
You didn't like that, right? Now look.
No, it's not. That's not the point. Okay,
he didn't like it neither. He didn't like it neither. He came back.
I swear to God, I'm going to come to this fucking computer screen right now.
I think we should.
Seriously, what happened to him?
Jay keeps kicking him out.
What? No, ban him. Seriously, it's a good thing. Jay or
all right, bring him back, Frankie. Go dig this.
I can't bring him back. I can't bring him back. He's not in the background.
But no, Frankie's right though.
I banned him last time and he brought him back.
By doing or like him coming on, if we let people come on like that, it's a good thing for the show. It really is.
Okay, God, okay.
At least I think so.
Hilarious.
You can't get upset of a fan having thoughts and stuff of a playoff series for his team. That's like you. You do that all the time. Do we kick you out? No, we sit here and we deal with your bullshit.
Look, he can't say nothing. He
He starts laughing.
The same thing with you getting mad when he overtalks you. You do it.
No, it's not even overtalk. It's not to overtalk. It's just like he's not answering your question. Like literally, like you asked him a question and he would not answer the question.
I get what you're saying.
Hold on. It was so bad. And Gonzo, you were absolutely right. Gonzo actually answered the question.
Yes, he was having trouble with that.
The kid never answered. He was actually talking down on his team that he's trying to build up and explain why it's better. And it took Gonzo to step in and say the reasons why, which I have total respect for. And I thought he was going to say that.
Yeah.
And the fact that he didn't say that, I was like, okay.
But you got to remember when he was talking about his coach getting fired, he lives in that area, and he probably sees the newspapers and the radio and all that sports talk. And you know how them people will say anything to get clicks and get views and
there has been rumors of him getting fired.
So I'm sure that he's heard that out in Golden State all over the place. You know, if they lose this series, they got Butler, and they lose this series, let's get rid of his ass. Bring a new coach in. It wouldn't surprise me a bit.
Well,
I'm not saying it's fire. I'm not saying that. I disagree with that, but I'm sure it's been talked about, at least in the media.
Well, to future fans watching out there, if you ever want to come on ESPN, we fully accept you. We will talk to Jay privately after the show, injecting guests, especially ones that he did not invite onto the show.
Jay, after the show.
I get a feeling I'm about to get beat up, but that's okay. I'll take my licks.
All right. Well, since this debate, debacle, argument, fight, whatever the hell it was, is over, let's get back into it. Let's get back into our groove and into our mode, and let's go ahead and talk this Houston Golden State Warriors matchup. Tony and Chris, go ahead and you guys start it off.
It's a must win for Houston. If they lose this game, they could get swept. I mean, they got to win this game. I think Udoka will have them ready. I think they're a good team. Again, that lack of experience, though, you just don't know. I mean, they haven't been there before, and Golden State has, and Kerr has. I'm not taking anything away from Udoka, but plus Udoka is not on the court. His players are. They'll have a game plan. Houston or Golden State will have a game plan. I got to watch the end of that game the other night. They talked to their coach Kerr, and Kerr, said, we've got to rebound. We have to. I mean, he knows what they've got to do. So, and just like Houston knows what they got to do. So, I think it's going to be a good game, and I'm going to predict Houston's going to win tonight.
Yeah. Chris, before I let you go and you give us your thoughts on this matchup in this game, heading into game 2 tonight. Jay, I just want to ask you, after you're done sneezing 20 times,
sorry.
I just want to ask you something. What is your home and away record in the regular season? Because I want to know, I have a feeling that you guys had a bad home record, but you have a good away record. And if you guys do go down 0-2 tonight in Houston and go back to Golden State down 0-2, I still think you guys have a shot. It depends, and that's why I'm asking the home away record. And while you're doing that and looking it up, Chris, go ahead and give us your thought on game 2 tonight, Houston and Golden State.
I think it's going to be a close game. I think Golden State's going to win, but I think for Houston, the keys for Houston, if they're going to beat Golden State, is they have to get out and run. They can't settle on being in a half court offense all the time, and they got to cut their turnovers down. I think if Houston can do that, they'll have a good chance to win. But I just think Golden State is going to be able to kind of slow the pace of the game down a little bit, and I'm going to go with the experience in a close game. But I do think Houston has a chance if they, like I said, I think they have to speed the pace of the game up. They're not great in the half court, and I think that's a big thing for them if they can speed the pace of the game up and keep their turnovers down.
Yeah, to answer your question, actually, we're almost about even, Frankie, on the home and away. At home, we're 29-12, and away, we're 23-17. So the slight edge goes to home.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think this is going to be a game of adjustments. I think both of these coaches are extremely good. I think you're right. I think Steve Kerr's going to make the adjustments in terms of the paint issue. I think Steve Kerr's going to make the adjustments on the defense issue and all that. I think he's going to do what he does. And Draymond Green, he's smart enough to know, and so is Steph Curry. But these guys, they've been around the block a time or two. I think for Houston, being that they're a younger team that doesn't have the experience, Udoka is going to have a little bit more work cut out for him. And so for that, bring his back in here. Yeah, I don't know. I'll unblock you, SGA, only because I want to apologize to your podcast so I don't get beat up later.
Oh, you're still gonna get beat up later.
Oh, whatever. Bring his butt in, Frankie. I don't know how to unblock
I
that
can't.
kid.
I can't
All right,
bring him
hold
back
on,
in.
hold
You
on,
blocked
hold on.
him.
Delete comment. Please use in timeout. A ban user undelete there. It won't. I don't know if I. How do, hey, well, if you send the man the link again, will he? Can't he just click on the link and come in that way? I don't know how to unban him.
He
Because
said
that's what only gets me.
I've been down that road before. I got banned.
he said he's blocked.
Heck, I was on the dot. I couldn't even watch the damn show.
He said he's blocked. Are you not SGA? Are you not able to click the link and rejoin?
See, I don't know. I tried to unblock it, but I think it made it worse.
You just removed his comment. Can you just stop touching things? You're not a technician. Just stop touching this stuff.
He was banned. Says he was banned. That comments were removed. What the fuck?
No, that's because I thought I was unbanning it.
You're acting like Logan. You're not Logan. Stop touching the computer.
I know. All right, I'll leave it alone. You figure that out. While he figures out the technical difficulties of Jay McLovin, I will continue this last comment. No, I do think that he's going to have to figure out, how he can adjust this, right? Because the problem with the Rockets still, honestly, in the way that they're constructed is, and it was said earlier, we have a lot of scorers. We don't have a lot of 3-point shooters. Did you get him?
SGA. Yeah, I unblocked him.
Don't understand.
I know. I don't either. Were you able to get him?
Yeah, I unblocked him. He should be able to come back in.
All right, so there you go. I appreciate that, Frankie. While we wait for SGA to come back in, I'm just going to finish that out. We don't have enough 3-point shoot, which I think is Gonzo's what really hurts us. Honestly, that's what really hurts us against Golden State, right? We relied on Van Fleet, probably one of our better 3-point shooters, to dig us out of a hole, and he just couldn't hit. He hit, but he just couldn't hit consistently, right? Which is where you think you look at us at 20% at the 3-point line. So that's really, they're going to have to attack the paint more. That's what that's the adjustment. I want to see Houston attack the paint more and not be so heavily on the 3-point line, because that's just not our forte. And I think that's probably one of the strengths I feel like where Golden State has this, Gonzo, is I think they have better 3-point shooting. And Frankie, I think they have better 3-point shooting than we do. And that's going to be our Achilles heel.
Yeah, I actually and I said it when the playoffs started. I like every matchup I kind of like, except for with the first seeds and who they're facing. Obviously, Memphis not being fully healthy and playing good against OKC, and then you got Cleveland over there playing up against whoever the hell is AC, Miami Heat. I don't care about those two series, but every other series I think is a potential good game, and I think I do think Houston can win tonight. I really do. Like you said, Houston need to contest with the 3-point shots, or at least try and stop Golden State as much as they can. Listen, I don't know if they could stop Steph Curry, because the man literally can throw freaking the ball 12 feet in the air with someone.
Well, you saw him. Remember he was fading at the baseline?
Yeah.
And that dude's hand was right in his face, and he still hit it?
And he still hit. And then the funny thing is, he doesn't even hit backboard. He doesn't hit rim. It goes straight through all water, nothing but net. And it's like,
it's ridiculous. That guy's ability is stupid.
So I feel like Houston could win tonight. I think it'd be a little bit of a tighter game than it was in game one. I just think Houston must have had the mindset of Golden State not coming out in game one like the way they did. But now that it's game two, kind of like the Lakers with Minnesota, right? Now in game two, I feel like Houston's going to be more contested. I feel like Houston's going to, play better defense. I'm going to give the slight edge to Houston tonight. I want to see a 7-game series out of this. Not just, because I want to see a team get tired at the end of this series, just because this is going to be a good contest between Houston and Golden State. But tonight I'm going to give it to Houston tonight, going 1-1 back to Golden State.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting nonetheless, man. I think it's going to be a hard-fought game. I think it's going to be I expect a lot of chippiness. I expect a lot of emotions in this game, to be honest with you. The one thing I took away from this game was, and I don't know if you guys picked up on that, but it seemed like when these guys were going at it, a lot of guys or a lot of teams will create space on the floor. And I felt like Golden State and Houston both, they were scrunched up. Like their defense was tight.
Yeah.
Tell you what, that Pacers and Bucks series was getting chippy last night.
Yeah.
There's 3 or 4 times that the game got paused and coaches was out there separating players. And
Same thing with Lakers in Minnesota. I mean, there was Luka Doncic and the guy that was defending him. I don't really know his name because I don't care much about Minnesota because Lakers in 5. But they were going at it. I mean, like there was a time where the Lakers, I think the Lakers made a shot, or no, the Minnesota made a shot and it missed, and the guy ended up like crossing his leg on Luka Doncic and tripping him, and the ref didn't call nothing. It was a back and forth thing with Minnesota and the Lakers. The same thing with the Pacers and the Bucks. Listen, like I said, this playoffs is gonna be tough. It's gonna be contested. It's gonna be tough, and I'm not liking it. I'm liking it. You know what else I'm liking? I like to see Houston lose, but I think tonight they win.
I thought the Pacers were going to lose Siakam maybe for the rest of the series because he forget which player it was from Milwaukee pulled him to the ground and he got up and went after the dude. I thought for sure he was throwing a punch. Luckily, Mathurin was right there, grabbed a hold of him. But, oh shit! Here we go. We're going to lose some players. But yeah, they were going at it.
Yeah, and that's really where you have to keep your poise is when you are in those chippy games. You got to maintain that poise, like you said, so you don't get ejected, because that's what can really mess you up is if you get to that level. Said Minnesota and six.
Hey Joe, I bet you had to ask Siri to spell Minnesota for you. Well, I think there's a couple games tonight, right? I think the Celtics play the Magic tonight in game 2, and I think Houston plays Golden State game 2 as well. I think those are the only 2 matchups for tonight.
That's the only 2 games on tonight?
I thought Orlando and Boston played.
Yeah, that's what I said. Orlando and Boston and Houston and Golden
Oh no,
State.
you got the Heat Cavaliers too.
Yeah,
they got the middle game.
Oh, nobody cares about that shit.
You don't think Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo can pull some magic over there?
Oh no, not again. Listen, this ain't the Bulls. This ain't the Bulls. This is the Cleveland Cavaliers, right? This is the number 1 seed East team, the number 2 team in the NBA. I don't think the Heat can contest with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I also see that game probably going as a sweep. I can't give that one to Miami. I can't. Because like you said, listen, Tyler Hero, however you say his name, you say Tyler Hero or Tyler Hero, it don't matter. Tyler Hero, freaking Sub-Hero from the corner store, Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat. Cavaliers in 4.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I definitely think OKC and I think Cleveland both are gonna sweep their series.
Like our new friend said, Warriors in 4. He's more confident than Frankie. Frankie, Lakers in 5 all the time. But no, this dude straight to the point. Warriors in 4.
I think Frankie did set that up. I think Frankie and that kid know each other.
It couldn't have went any better if he had. I don't think he set it up, but if he would have set it up, it couldn't have went any better.
Frankie knew what he was doing when he brought that kid in here.
I didn't do nothing. I'm just being a good host to our network.
No, you knew what you were doing when you brought that kid in
I'm
here.
bringing different fans in here because they want to show their talent and they want to, they want to talk their
I think
team.
it went through. I don't think Frankie knew. I think that he knew what way he wanted it to go, and it went exactly that way.
You saying Frankie's Triple H screenwriting over there?
Could be.
Listen, I just know Jay. That's all. When someone comes in and they start talking about Jay's team, Jay cannot hold back. And Jay knew he was going to do that because Jay said, I'm ready to talk some shit. Bring him in here. I'm ready to talk some shit. I feel like Jay's been holding back so long on talking shit, trying to be professional that he just let it all out today. If you haven't noticed, because the first 5 minutes, he said at least 20 F words.
You know whose fault this is? It's all Logan's fault.
It is.
I blame Logan for trying to rein in poor Jay, and Jay had it all built up and he snapped.
This is also Gonzo's
Logan,
fault.
it's your fault.
I blame Gonzo.
I thought that was my Gonzo.
Yeah.
I blame Gonzo Sports Room because he's a follower on YouTube for Gonzo Sports Room.
Oh, is he?
He is.
Is he?
Who is?
And Jay blocked him. What the hell are you blocking our guys for?
Blocking my fan.
No, he got unblocked. SGA goes on their stuff.
He's a follower for YouTube for GSR. and you blocked their
Thank you.
fan.
Thank
What kind of partner are you, Jay? That's
what's his
messed
name?
up.
That's one of the
SGA.
Again, I said it once. I'm gonna say it again. I think Frankie totally set that shit up.
It wasn't me. I didn't set it up, but you know what? I wished I would have.
I
I
think
wish
it
I
was
could take
Chris.
credit for that, but
I think it was
wasn't me.
Chris because we seen Chris multiple times look down on his phone while we're live on
Yeah,
stream.
he
probably
said,
just like,
"Say this, say this. This will get him."
he's probably like,
No,
hey,
I'll be
listen.
honest. I'm glad. Hey, I'm glad the guy follows us, but that's the first time I ever remember seeing him in the comments.
Yeah.
Maybe one.
Maybe
I can't.
I can't
I
remember.
will
If
say,
we've
I
seen
think
him.
it's
I
first
don't know if we've ever seen.
But I will be
Peraza.
honest. When I first saw the name, I was like, I thought it was Stevie
Okay.
because he'll change his YouTube names every now and then just to shit the. And I was like, wait a minute, Stevie get on here. He's fucking around. But that wasn't Stevie because I know what Stevie would have said.
Yeah.
And that wasn't Stevie. But at first I thought that might be my cousin trying to fuck with somebody, but it wasn't.
Well, you got. Hey, look, you got it. You found out who he is. All you gotta do is just send a link to him privately, and let's get this shit back on here. So that way I can say I'm sorry.
I don't think he's coming back on here because of you, Jay.
And Joe ain't helping anything, dude. Call him dude Forrest Gump. Joe, don't be attacking my only fan.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be totally honest. And I'm glad that my face isn't on the screen because once he came in here, he started talking. I started laughing. I did not expect a high-pitched voice from someone like that. Like I didn't even get to see, and we didn't even know his face or nothing like that. But once he started talking, it reminded me of what's this guy's name from Chicago? Damien. Remember Damien?
Oh yeah. Well, that's why I think that's why Gonzo. I mean not Gonzo. Tony asked him his age because I think we all thought he was probably like a 14 or 15-year-old
When we
kid.
started talking, I thought it might be about 15 or 16. That's why I wanted to find
Yeah,
out his age.
and Jay cussing you dude out.
You worthless piece of shit. I don't care if you're 12 years old. Fuck you.
You old guys, you always want to talk to young kids. You old guys, you.
Hey, no, I don't want to talk to no young kids. Don't put me in that.
Why you put me in there, man? Don't put me in that conversation.
Tony was quick with it. He heard the voice and he's like, "Ooh, how old are you?"
No. Ooh, how old are you? I was trying to find out how old he was. I didn't want Jay to destroy a 12-year-old. No, it was none of that shit.
He put his headphones down, looked at Chris, and said, "He sounds young."
It's like, have your nuts descended yet?
And then you had Jay.
This
over
dude
there.
definitely will come back.
And then you got Jay over there rocking back and forth on his chair. We know what you're doing over there. You doing the lower leg. You doing the lower body Jacob Fatu shake on that chair when you heard him talk. You're like, oh snap!
Hey, real quick before we get out of here, Frankie, what'd you think of WrestleMania?
Oh man, so I liked it. I still think WrestleMania 40 was better.
I agree.
I like this WrestleMania though. I actually went 10-4, or something like that, or 11 and something. I don't know how many total matches it was, but I definitely won a lot of matches. Compared to losing, the one match that really confused me on losing and pissed me off, and I'm never gonna forgive Triple H for that just this one match, and it was AJ Styles losing to Logan Paul. Oh, he's back. Okay, awesome.
Okay, Dub Nation, SGA, SG's Tupu, whoever you are, I apologize for coming off as being rude. I should have been the bigger person. Please continue to follow GSR, GWR, GMAC, and Buick. Follow all of them, okay? Because I don't want to take away your fan.
I'll continue to support GSR. I'm subscribed to your YouTube channel. I love all your content. I'm a big fan of you too. And I'm gonna continue to be a big fan of you too.
I knew he was part of GSR. So I knew Chris was the one that brought him.
I love GSR, man.
Set this up.
GSR is the best damn YouTube channel on here.
Okay, enough. Oh my God.
And I love you too. And I've subscribed to you. I've liked your content, everything. So I hope you make great content.
See, he's giving.
I hope you make great content too.
Yeah, I love your content. You have great insight. I like hearing about your insight.
Thank you.
Both
The
of
hell with
them.
that?
Not just Gonzo, Tony too. Not just Gonzo, Tony too. Tony and Gonzo, both of them.
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
good Lord.
Tony
Thank
likes
you.
Now, what's
Tony
your
likes
thoughts
high
on
pitch.
what's
Tony
your
likes the
thoughts on
high-pitched
Frankie and
voice.
Jay?
Tony likes the high pitched voice in Boys and Men.
Hey, calm
So
down.
so Frankie, so Jay didn't mean to block me. He was just he unblocked me. Thanks for unblocking me. That was
You're
very rude that you
welcome. I would
blocked me
never
because
block
I
you,
when I no who blocked me?
Frankie.
It was
Why?
Jay.
Hey, I've been blocked before, so I know the feeling.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Jay
That's
blocked-
true. Dub Nation, I don't discriminate. Dub Nation, I don't discriminate. It wasn't just you. I blocked Tony too. I blocked Gonzo, but I'm scared he'd beat the hell out of me, so I
Hey, I
leave him
don't know
alone.
if this is appropriate, but I'm gonna ask you. You don't happen to be Mexican because Jay hates Mexicans. That's why he blocked me. So I hope you're not Mexican because that is going to make things even worse. But Jay hates me, and honestly, we try to get along on the air, but Jay hates me because I'm Mexican.
But for all the Hispanic people in the world, I love tacos. I love burritos. I love fajitas.
I'm just kidding about that.
I love
Hey,
sausage
I'm just
chips.
kidding about that.
I love GSR. I love Tony and Gonzo. I don't discriminate against anybody.
That's good. You should
Well,
never do that.
SGA
That's
I
a
never
bad thing.
discriminate against anybody.
That's
Well,
right.
SGA, if I could be
At my
totally
work,
honest,
I have a lot of friends who are Mexicans, and I respect them with everything.
well,
Good.
let them know to come.
Because
bring
I have
me
a lot
over
of
some
Mexicans
bud.
in my work, and I don't I say like you're just like all of us. So I won't
All
you know
of us.
I work. They're my fellow workers, and they're Mexican too. And I have a lot of people in my work who are Mexican.
Oh, so they cut your lawn at your house?
No, not my lawn.
Stop.
Is that
Listen.
is that AJ? Is that stereotypical that Mexicans cut people's lawns?
I
Well,
wouldn't
no,
know,
it's not.
but most
No,
of
because
my
you know what?
lawn workers
Listen,
are of the
listen,
Hispanic
they-
variety.
they-
But that's not because
It's
that's
not stereotypical. They get jobs where they get jobs. They
Hey.
get the money where they need to get the money.
Wait a
Right? They
minute,
cut
wait a
the
minute,
lawns.
Frankie. My nickname growing up was Tomato Picker. Come on, it was.
like-
I'm not kidding.
They like to cut lawns and they love to work at Home Depot. It's not stereotype. That's just getting money.
Where we
AJ,
going
what
with
were your thoughts on what were your thoughts on WrestleMania? Both nights, night 1 and night 2.
Frankie?
no. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't talk. You don't watch wrestling.
That's not true. I watched it. No, I thought it was pretty cool that Paul Heyman, and I like the way that Triple H wrote that, because I felt like, I think Tony, I think we talked about before that how Roman Reigns is kind of being phased out because of health issues and the movie industry and things like that. So it kind of puts Paul Heyman in a precarious situation because he doesn't come on as much because neither does really Roman. So I think it's better use of Paul Heyman to kind of let go of CM Punk too and go the Seth Rollins route because let's be honest, Paul Heyman kind of has a flary, I don't give a shit personality, and so does Seth Rollins. And I think you could put two better people together, honestly, if you want to make a good script. And I think we talked about Becky Lynch, Braun Strowman, what's that his name? Braun Strowman. The three of them, that's gonna be, and then you add Paul Heyman to that mix. I think story writing wise, I think there's gonna be a lot of content, money making content. They're gonna come off.
I think I know the three people that it was. I believe it was Penta, Finn Balor, and Braun Breaker. It was Braun Breaker. It wasn't Braun Strowman. It was Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. I appreciate the correction.
Yeah, and it was a fatal four-way because you can't forget my boy. All right,
Dirty
my
Dom.
boy, the new Intercontinental Champion, the greatest Mysterio, the greatest Guerrero, Dirty Dom, baby. You can't forget my boy Dirty Dom finally on top, getting the freaking praise he needs at WrestleMania, baby. Woo!
Frankie, what do you think of the second night main event?
I thought it was typically boring. As much as I don't listen. John Cena, I knew that this was going to happen. I knew he was going to break the record, especially with Triple H going on Pat McAfee show saying records are meant to be broken, giving us a little hint. I knew he was going to win. It was, just we see many records getting break this year. We knew that this was going to get added. I don't think John Cena is going to hold it for long. I do think that he's going to lose it at SummerSlam, and I feel like by SummerSlam he's going to probably turn babyface again. But we'll see what happens. Second night of WrestleMania, I feel like they only had about 2, maybe 3 good matches total. I felt like night 1 was a little bit better than night 2.
Really? See, I disagree. I thought night 2 was better than 1, but I thought the main event on night 1 was really, really great.
Yeah. Well, then again, you know what, Tony?
Frankie, and in the
I'm just keep quiet, Tony. I'll just keep quiet.
in the fatal 4-way match with Rey Mysterio and Penta and Finn Balor and Braun Breaker.
It's Dirty Dominic Mysterio.
I was picking. I wanted Penta to win.
You don't bring up that deadbeat dad's name up in here, all right? You don't bring him up.
Well, wait,
Right, he's a
Frank,
deadbeat dad.
Frank, look what Joe said about Dom.
I wanted in that fatal 4-way match. I wanted Penta to win because George Kittle. Penta is George Kittle's favorite wrestler, and he's friends with Penta. And he respects him. That's why I wanted Penta to win, but Dirty Dom had to win because he's a freaking moron, and he had to beat all 3 of those people.
Hold on. First of all, he's not a moron. Second
No,
of all,
but he's with Liv Morgan. That's why I'm calling him a moron, because everywhere he goes with Liv Morgan.
That's pretty smart. So that's why he's not a moron.
No, he is a moron because Liv
Somebody's
Morgan
getting
likes.
banned again. I don't know
Hold
who.
up.
But somebody's getting banned. I don't know.
Hold up. All right. First of all, Joe, he's not a joke. Okay. Second of all, he's the greatest Mysterio of all time. SGA, how can you say that to him? My man dated Mommy, one of the biggest booties in Monday Night Raw, and now he's got Liv Morgan, one of the prettiest blondes in Monday Night Raw. How can you hate on my man? And now he's got the Intercontinental Champion. He rolled up to WrestleMania looking like the boss of the Dutch in that white suit.
No.
You ain't never seen Rey Mysterio wearing
I
that
wanted
type of shit.
Penta. I wanted Penta to win. I was rooting Penta on the whole time in the match when the match was going on.
Listen, we all probably wanted Penta to win, but you got to be a real WWE guy, a real wrestling guy to understand that when you just come into the league, into the wrestling business, you're gonna get your that WrestleMania moment, but you're not gonna get the title on you that quick. It's really rare that we see a person come into WWE fresh and get a title put on them really quickly. We hardly see it, and then that's how we knew that Penta was gonna win. He was just there to add excitement to the match.
Yep.
Wow.
I mean, I wanted Penta. I mean, I want him in the whole match. I mean, can we have our opinions? That's why I wanted to win the match.
Oh yeah, you have your opinion. You You sound like honestly, bro. You sound like you're about to cry that Penta didn't win, and I get it.
No, I'm not gonna cry, but I like Penta's ruthlessness.
Oh yeah,
how he's the most creepiest looking luchador. Have you seen how creepy?
Hold on.
Have you seen how creepy Penta looks with the makeup and everything? Have you seen that?
Have you not heard of the greatest luchador in the world? His name is El Grande Americano.
Yes.
He is the greatest luchador in the world, and he is 1-0 in WrestleMania.
And he beat Penta's brother.
That's right.
Lima?
Zero Mero, that one, huh?
I'd like. I ain't gonna lie. I told Dad before the match. I said I'd like to see Penta win, but I said,
Frankie. Do you know why? Why I like Penta more? I like the celebration Kittle does when he scores a touchdown, and he does the hand. You know the celebration Penta does when he scores a touchdown.
Yeah.
You know that? That's why I like Penta because I like George Kittle imitating the impression when he scores a touchdown. He says that no fear. Zero fear.
Yep.
That's why I like Penta, bro. He's the scariest luchador ever, hands down.
Jay, do you have zero fear?
He says, you know what, George? You know what Penta just says? He says El Cero Miedo.
Yes,
Zero fear. Because I got zero fear of the Warriors beating the Rockets.
Oh shit! Bravo! That was awesome.
Listen,
This dude-
you're taking advice from a guy that sounds like he's on the spectrum. Let's hold it down a little bit, okay?
Bullshit, Frankie. You set this up.
Fuck the Rockets. Let's go Warriors.
Okay, now you just sound like you're on the spectrum. Calm down over there.
I think we need to have SGA on here every day.
Yeah, I do too. Hey, we need new members. Let's bring this dude in. Jay.
I swear to God, I hate you
Frankie
people.
will never
right, guys.
convince me. Never
Go
convince
Steph
me that
Curry.
he's not a
Go
setup.
Draymond Green. Go Moody. Fuck the Rockets. Go Warriors. Keep
All right,
Fuck that shit.
SGA.
Hey, fuck
Before
you. Hey, fuck you, Jay. Hey, fuck
before
you.
we hop
This
off,
dude's my guy,
before we
man.
hop
This
off and
motherfucker.
we stop the stream,
You
before we
motherfucker,
go
Jay.
off,
You piece of shit. Hey, run your fucking mouth, Jay. Run your fucking mouth, Jay.
all right. Well, before we
Down,
get off,
motherfucker.
I had to
Golly.
mute both of them. I have to mute both of them. Listen, before we get off, all right, SGA, I just want to ask a question. All right, I'm gonna unmute you. I don't want to unmute you, and
greatest
you're
show of
still,
all time.
you're still saying "fuck you, Jay, fuck Rocket." Keep your mouth shut for a second. Or I'm gonna unmute you.
Oh.
SGA, do you right now have or are you a podcaster or anything like that?
I'm a streamer.
You're a streamer. Okay, can you let the fans know where they can find you and what you do?
My YouTube channel is SGA Sports Talk channel. I'm at 390 subscribers. I'm 10 subscribers away from 400.
Awesome. And what's your main line of podcasting? What do you talk? Do you just talk one sport? Do you talk?
I talk Warriors, Giants, Sharks.
Can I have baby?
I talk Giants.
I need the password.
Okay, so all San Francisco teams.
All Barrier Sports.
Okay, so all bottom barrel teams that nobody in the world care about. Got you. Got you. Listen, SGA, it was a blast having you on. We loved what you did coming in today and hyping up Jay. We loved that interaction, and we hope to have you come back on the show again soon.
Hey guys, make sure to click the like button, smash that subscribe button, ring that notification bell for Elite Entertainment and Sports Network. They make some really great content, so show them some love.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. And for those of you watching, go ahead and return the favor to SGA Sports Talk channel on YouTube, where if you're a 49ers fan, if you're a Dubs Nation fan, if you're a San Diego or San Jose Shark fan, whatever the hell they want to call themselves over there, go like and subscribe and go get some content from that dude. Especially because he came in here with the J trolling and stuff. Listen, you're a fan of mine now, man, and I respect you for what you did coming in today. Not many people for the first time could come in here and stand toe to toe with Jay, and still try to get back into the show. I feel like when they get kicked out by Jay, they just don't come back. But you wanted to come back, and you stood your ground, man. I respect that. Thank you so much for coming on, and thank you for the love and support. Keep watching GSR, even though Frankie the Yankee show is better. Just keep showing him some love. All right, SGA. Now you can get the hell out of here.
Hold on, SGA. Well, hey, for those out there, I think SGA has a GoFundMe. Let's all donate a little bit of money to SGA. Okay.
Nice, another purple. All right. Well, anybody got anything they want to say before we head out of here?
It's been a hell of an entertaining hour and 33 minutes. I gotta tell you, I'm gonna reflect on this for probably the next 2 hours and have a beer.
All right, Chris, anything?
Let's see, what's today? Wednesday? No other than join us tomorrow or check us out tomorrow night. We'll be doing our WrestleMania recap show 8 o'clock on Thursday.
Oh, Frankie,
All right.
tomorrow we will be talking pre-draft. We'll probably do a NBA recap, and then I figured, like Tony was saying, well, we'll do an NBA recap for yesterday or today, and then we'll jump into draft because the draft is tomorrow night. So we'll do a pre-draft show, obviously what we think is going to happen, things of that nature.
Hey, you guys heard it here on ESPN by Jay, by Chris, and Tony, and myself. We want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, comment. Also, share our post. Man, SGA just turned my day around. I want to thank him for coming on and showing the support. Huge fan for a GSR, huge fan for ESPN, and we couldn't thank you much. Thank you guys for watching. Catch us back tomorrow on Thursday, draft day, baby, and we'll get you guys some more content on everything NBA playoff, NFL draft ready, and everything like that. Thank you guys and have a wonderful day.